Okay, I'm Christoph Wetzel from the German Social Accidents Insurance, and I work there as especially as safety consulting for floorings, stairs, and escalators, and mainly with the aim to reduce in the prevention of slip, trip, and fall accidents. I talk about the new European standard we will have for the determination of slip resistance of pedestrian surfaces. That is developed in TC 339, and we go on with the technical specification and we turn it into a standard that's available with 4 different types of measuring methods to determine the slip resistance. And my main focus was the Annex A of this standard, where the barefoot ramp method is described, and there we had put some development in the standard boards and in the calibration and correction procedure, and there we changed compared to the TS, we changed the parts of the sequence of testing and correction, so that correction measurements and test floor measurements are closely together, because foot skin can change over the test. Yeah, in my opinion, it is a scientific measuring method. With the shot ramp test, we see that results are very closely together, and the angle. And if you get a little bit dower, you don't slip, and if you get over it, then you directly slip. The uncertainty with the barefoot ramp method is a little bit higher. But in this measuring method, we measure the directly world situation. We have the situation in the real world that people walk barefoot on these floorings with water as contaminant, and so we don't need we don't have an artificial material that reflects foot skin. What's always is a compromise to do so. So we have the directly friction system where people slip that we measured, and so in my opinion it is scientific, and it needs a correction because the test walkers or the skin of the test walkers are not the same, and that is work what we have done in the last years and now implemented in this new standard. There are differences between the walkers, but we have described how they walk, the walking speed, how to put the feet on, how big the steps have to be, and how the tests have to work. And people should be trained, and they have to be also in between a specific range of the standard floorings. So we get people together, and therefore we have also the correction procedure, and so we get this variation in it. But it's a test method. Every test method has a variation. The tribometer, the pendulum, if you do different operators, give it the aim. They don't. No one gets every time the same results. I think it's very interesting to see where all over the world people are addressing this accident problem we have. And I like the ideas and the solutions that are found, and it's a good information exchange to see, okay, where are other people working on the same topics, and where we can combine something, even if I think also it's not so easy to do it on international level. It's easier to do it in the nations, because nations always set requirements, and they have their own regulation and they have their own system, and then you cannot combine everything on international level, and then you have to travel a lot, and so that's lots of work. But to exchange ideas, that's good. And if you have topics where you can make the same things, or you have the same problems, you can find a solution together. And for that, and for networking, this event is very good. Yeah. it's more to get the idea, so to see what other people made. 10 minutes to present it, then with in a foreign language, you have to see, okay, this topic is interesting, and then you look into the paper and read something again. You have so much input and in such a short frequency that it's I cannot say I've learned everything about this one or another topic. With the wear of shoes, that was very interesting, and of course there are more interesting presentations and others are not, but that also depends on the work you do by yourself.